Good morning, and welcome to your AIDailyPress morning podcast for January 8, 2026. I'm your host, Walter. Firstly, in a surprise move, U.S. President Trump had a diplomatic phone call with Colombian President Petro, marking a potential shift towards improved relations between the two nations. This development comes after recent tensions over Venezuela and regional security. We'll continue to monitor this situation and provide updates as more information becomes available. In another major story, the United States has seized a Russian-flagged oil tanker, the Marinera, in the North Atlantic, citing suspicions of sanctions evasion and links to the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah. The incident has sparked a strong reaction from Moscow, with Russia demanding the humane treatment of its citizens on board and warning of escalating tensions between the two nations. Lastly, the U.S. withdrawal from the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change has sent shockwaves globally, with widespread criticism and concern from world leaders, scientists, and environmentalists. The move is seen as a significant setback to international efforts to address climate change, and its implications for global cooperation and the planet's health are still unfolding. These stories are complex and multifaceted, and we'll be delving deeper into each of them in the coming days. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Walter, and then she'll know what's right now. Firstly, we've been following developments in Japan, where the country is advancing its transportation infrastructure, preserving cultural heritage, and addressing environmental issues. From promoting traditional Japanese attire while riding horses to managing its bear population through unique culinary trends, Japan is tackling diverse challenges with innovative solutions. Secondly, we're keeping a close eye on the situation in Greenland, where U.S. President Donald Trump has renewed his threats to seize the island from Denmark. This move has sparked widespread concern among NATO allies and experts, who warn it could destabilize the transatlantic alliance and have far-reaching consequences for global security. Lastly, we're monitoring the unfolding crisis in Venezuela, where the Trump administration is working to navigate a transition in power while addressing human rights abuses under the Maduro regime. With multiple factions vying for control and concerns about the intentions of Interior Minister Diosdado Cabello, the situation remains volatile. We'll continue to bring you updates on these stories as more information becomes available. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. As we begin this new day, global markets are navigating uncertain waters, with investors weighing economic trends and corporate earnings. In our first story, the banking sector is expected to report stable profitability in the third quarter, thanks to falling deposit rates and a liquidity infusion from the RBI. However, high loan-to-deposit ratios pose a systemic risk, which may slow down loan growth or increase deposit rates, ultimately impacting banking profits. Meanwhile, the Toronto stock market is set to open flat as investors grapple with ongoing global economic concerns. Overnight, Wall Street indices closed mixed, with the S&P 500 slipping 0.1% and the Nasdaq edging up 0.2%. The Canadian dollar is trading steady against its U.S. counterpart as oil prices eased on news that Venezuela may release millions of barrels of crude into the global market. In other news, Asian markets closed higher, with China's Shanghai Composite Index hitting its highest level in over a decade, driven by non-ferrous metal and technology stocks. Japan's Nikkei 225 also reached a record high, fueled by bank and brokerage gains. In pre-market trading, Microchip Technology rose over 4% after raising its Q3 revenue guidance, while VST gained more than 5% following its $4 billion acquisition of Cogentrix Energy. Today's earnings spotlight features reports from AAR and AngioDynamics, with investors watching closely for insights into the company's performance and potential impact on the broader market. As the global economy continues to navigate uncertain waters, investors remain cautious yet optimistic, seeking opportunities for growth while managing risk. We'll continue to monitor developments and provide updates throughout the day. Stay informed, stay ahead with the AI Daily Press. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, astronomers have made a groundbreaking discovery by capturing 20 years' worth of observations of Kepler's supernova remnant. This stunning time-lapse video reveals the glowing debris field as it grows and pushes against gas and other material in space, providing valuable insights into the behavior of supernovas. In another exciting development, NASA astronauts were set to conduct a crucial spacewalk to prepare the International Space Station for its eventual decommissioning. Although the spacewalk was postponed due to unforeseen circumstances, NASA remains committed to maintaining the station's integrity and ensuring a safe deorbiting process in 2030. Lastly, we explored the fascinating story of Kepler's supernova remnant, which began as a white dwarf star that exploded after exceeding its critical mass. This massive thermonuclear explosion was discovered by German astronomer Johannes Kepler in 1604 and remains the last supernova in the Milky Way, visible to the naked eye. These articles remind us of the awe-inspiring power of space exploration and the importance of continued research into the workings of our universe. From supernovas to spacewalks, we're constantly uncovering new secrets and pushing the boundaries of human knowledge. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Firstly, the Baltimore Ravens' shocking decision to part ways with their longtime head coach has sent shockwaves throughout the NFL. We'll be analyzing the implications of this move and what it means for the team's future prospects. Next, we're diving into the world of youth sports, where the rising costs of participation are pricing out many families. We spoke with experts who argue that the emphasis on elite programs is not only expensive, but also unhealthy, leading to overuse injuries and decreased performance in young athletes. It's a critical issue that demands attention and reform. Lastly, we're exploring the intriguing phenomenon of celebrity fandom in sports. From Shakira to Emma Stone, A-listers are showing up to cheer on their favorite teams, blurring the lines between sports and entertainment. We examine what this trend says about the universal language of sports and its ability to unite people from all walks of life. These stories and more on today's AI Daily Press morning podcast. Stay informed, stay engaged, and let's keep the conversation going. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. First, we looked at the story of Seiryu Miharashi Station in Japan, a unique train station only accessible by rail, which was built to attract visitors from a nearby U.S. military base. Despite mixed results, the station remains a testament to creativity and perseverance. Next, we traveled to Malta, where we explored the Al-Tarksien prehistoric complex, a remarkable Neolithic site recognized as one of the most important in the Maltese Islands. This ancient complex, now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a poignant reminder of how our past and present coexist, even in suburban areas. Lastly, we touched on the story of the changing landscape of business, as seen through the lens of Germany's iconic beer industry, although this story wasn't fully elaborated upon in our previous broadcasts. These stories remind us of the importance of preserving our cultural heritage, embracing our history, and celebrating the dignity of ordinary work and the beauty of everyday life. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Like you, Charles. Can we talk about the latest news? We've had a string of high-profile breakups in Hollywood, with couples like Marion Cotillard and Guillaume Canet, Gigi Gorgeous and Nat Getty, and Dermot Mulroney and Prima Apollinaire all calling it quits. Meanwhile, in the fashion world, Marc Jacobs has found himself in hot water over his new LA-themed tote bag, which bears a striking resemblance to Angelin's iconic billboards. And on a more positive note, Scarlett Johansson's skincare brand, The Outset, is killing it with their Lip Oasis Glossy Treatment, and you can snag all 4 shades for under $100 at Nordstrom's half-yearly sale. That's the latest from us, folks. Whether you're keeping up with the Kardashians or just trying to keep your skin looking its best, we've got you covered. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we took a closer look at the conservation efforts of the American Prairie Reserve in Montana, where a groundbreaking project is underway to restore native wildlife habitats and promote biodiversity. Unfortunately, I don't have any information about this article as it was not provided. However, our second story follows the remarkable journey of the Bacari Women's Fire Brigade in Brazil's Cerrado Savannah, who are fighting to protect their indigenous territory from devastating fires. Their bravery and determination serve as a powerful reminder of the importance of community-led conservation efforts and the need to empower indigenous communities to defend their lands. Lastly, we delved into the fascinating world of botany, where scientists at the Royal Botanic Gardens, Kew, have made some extraordinary discoveries, including the blood-stained orchid, the zombie fungus, and several new plant species. These findings not only highlight the awe-inspiring diversity of our planet's flora, but also underscore the urgent need for conservation efforts to protect these species and their habitats. These stories remind us of the beauty, complexity, and fragility of our natural world and the importance of acting as guardians of the earth to preserve its treasures for future generations. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.